when you understand the spiritual dynamics underlying how physical reality works, it's very easy to see what's going on with clear eyes. And that clarity births joyful appreciation for everything that's around us, even the circumstances human beings call negative, what I call contrast, because in our clarity, we can see that contrast is benefiting those who are experiencing it. Welcome to another Raw Blog Journal episode. I'm Perry Gruber, the Enlightenment Guy. It's Friday, October 10th, 10:22, and eager to share with you the wonderful things that are going on this past week. I'm adjusting myself to get more comfortable. This week has been really astounding, with contrast supporting my expansion. But what I want to start with this morning in this journal is something to supplement my Worthiness Wednesday episode, and that's going to come out next week, and my AI and Spirit episode that's going to come out next week, which is a commentary on Bernie Sanders' YouTube video he posted on Wednesday. I had a lot of fun engaging with that announcement he made, where basically he is encouraging working families, the labor class, to resist the artificial intelligence age evident in the stellar technologies boom, artificial intelligence, humanoid robots powered by the sun. And he is arguing in that video that this is a bad thing for labor. It's a bad thing for working families. I'm not going to spend any time talking about that in this journal, because I talk about it for an hour in my AI and Spirit video, which is coming out on Monday. But what I do want to talk about his announcement was the divine timing in which it came in the context of an experience I'm having around amplifying my own joyful realization of the harmony of creative and action energy. This is something I was talking with my clients all week, this week and last, and this is something I'm going to be talking about, sharing an example of this from a client who had a wonderful experience last week about what I'm going to talk about here. So first, I need to set some context. Of course, human society is rife with massive distortion. This distortion is the main reason why we see so much negative stuff happening. Negative stuff I call contrast. It's all good that this distortion exists and that the contrast is happening, because it all serves the expansion of each and every one of us, including, someone just texted me, so I need to put my focus on Do Not Disturb. There. Contrast serves the expansion of each and every one of us, including all that is. And so it's a good thing that human beings are moving through all this distortion, but it's not a necessary thing, you guys. It's not necessary that our lives be full of contrast, which is why I distinguish between the ordinary human mortal experience and the experience of the thing I call the charmed life. So this is the context. So there's lots of distortion in each individual and in human society as a result of each individual having so much distortion, and that amplifies the contrast. One of the distortions that human beings have that has been in place for millennia is the distortion between what humans call masculine and feminine energy. Those two words are significant distortions because they conflate two things that have no relationship to one another. And as a result of that conflation, it causes confusion in human beings. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this. I may do a one-on-one video as part of the one-on-one 101 series I'm doing to share the basic tenets of the positively focused framework. But suffice it to say that the words feminine and masculine cause a lot of confusion because it implies that feminine, the characteristics of femininity, exist only in women. And if they exist in significant forms in men, then those men are, even today in today's progressive society, they're looked down upon. They're considered weak, gay, etc. And same thing with masculine energy, this term we use to describe this particular energy. In men, masculine energy is good, but in women, expressing masculine energy is also derided in our society. And this is because human beings don't really understand what these energies are. And this is what I've been exploring with my clients all this week and last week, and in my own life. First, let's take a look at what these energies actually are. Better words, so words create worlds, and so words carry vibrational frequency, and so there are increasingly more accurate words compared to other words. The most accurate words that we can use in the English language to describe these two types of energy, it's not really two types because they're one, as all things are, but to keep it simple and to use this linear language that we're used to using in America, the better, more accurate words to describe these two energies are creative energy for feminine, to replace the word feminine, and action energy to replace the word masculine. So we have, on the one hand, creative energy, and on the other hand, masculine energy. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about those two. As I said, I'm going to probably do a 101 video, an educational video about the positively focused framework to flesh this out as well. The point is that I've been having massive experiences in understanding the value of these two energies in my own personal life and in the lives of my clients. In my life, it's particularly occurred through dreams. That creative energy was showing up as divine feminine beings in my dreams, in which I felt great connection and love and support going in both directions, and a sense of belonging among these women that I have never felt in waking life with human females. Those kinds of dreams have dominated my dreamscape for many months. But recently, actually the week before last, the feminine beings that were in my dreams began to gradually be replaced by masculine, male figures. And the context in which these dreams were happening shifted also. With the women in my dreams, my dream experiences were much more ephemeral, much more magical, much more creative, much more energetically pure, I'll say. But my current dreams, which are including more and more men, are much more mission focused, much more action focused, much more oriented around doing. And this is the thing about these two energies. They support one another. The creative energy is the seat of all creation, but creation alone is not enough. You need the action to actualize, to make material, to realize that which is created. And so that's where this action energy comes in. Seth calls it energy of aggression. I prefer action because it doesn't have that negative context that aggression has in human society. So my dreams have shifted almost completely into including all men, all of which we are moving through particular actions related to things happening in my life. Now, at the same time this has been happening in the dream state, I've also noticed a shift in my wake state, days and hours. Whereas before I was completely fulfilled with the intimate relationships I was having with my clients and the progress they were making in their lives. Now, while I still do that, of course, my days have become much more filled with activities that are much more filled with action. For example, the YouTube channel that you're watching right now is one of those where I'm constantly creating new video content for this channel. But also, I'm working on an app, so that a positively focused app, developing software for it through AI, because I'm not a software engineer, where people can benefit from the positively focused framework without having to engage with me, so it could be less expensive, making it more available to people. So I'm working on that app, and I'm also working with a separate AI agent to produce an AI agent that will help people connect with inspiring content on the internet. I'm calling it the Soul Finder agent. In addition to those two projects, I've also been engaged for many years, almost 10 years, with an organization called Holochain, which is working on decentralized applications that will allow a revolution in how we conduct activities on this planet. It's totally aligned with the stellar technologies, stellar civilizations that I talk about in my AI and Spirit episodes. Recently, Holochain announced an accomplishment that has enabled people like me to participate in a much more direct way. And so I'm also working with AI to develop software engineering tools to be able to participate more directly in that decentralized network. So there's a whole lot of activity that I'm doing, a lot of action that I'm taking as a result of the inspiration I receive through the creative act of focusing, being still, meditating, paying attention to my dreams, interpreting them and understanding what they're telling me. I've moved from is not the right word, because it's not like I'm no longer in the creative space. I'm still in the creative space, but I'm also much more than before in the action space, actualizing the ideas I have created along with my broader perspective in non-physical, through dream work, through my meditations. So I'm living the charmed life, you guys. I'm enjoying the unfolding of everything that I'm seeing happening in my life, the action that I'm taking. Oh, this is important. So what's the difference? So I mentioned in a lot of my videos that you can effortlessly manifest what you desire. You can manifest things that you want without any action, without any effort, not action, without any effort on your part. How is that? Someone could ask, how is that consistent with what you're talking about today in your journal, Perry, where you're saying that you're taking all this action? Isn't that effort? The difference is the action that I'm taking to develop this app, to develop this agent, to participate in this decentralized network, to develop more videos for Positively Focused, the YouTube channel, and other things that I'm taking action around. These acts that I'm taking do not feel like effort to me. They do not feel like doing to me. They aren't things that I have to do. Every morning when I wake up, I've said this before, my broader perspective serves me an itinerary of what it is I'm to do in the day, knowing that I will be inspired by that doing. In other words, the creation, the feminine energy that is me, is inspiring me to mobilize the masculine energy that is me in order to fulfill the creative intentions I birthed while in the feminine. And while I am in the masculine, the action energy, I still remain in the feminine energy of creation, watching, observing, and adoring the unfolding that is happening as a result of my action. And so the action I'm taking is not effort, it's just unfolding. It's devotion. It's devotion. Devotion to what? It's devotion to my creation. It is an act of devotion, an act of reverence, you could say. And as I take that action that doesn't feel like doing, it doesn't feel like effort, it feels like fun. How's that saying go? If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it feels like. It's not work at all. It's not effort. It's just joyful devotion to the creation, to the created idea I birthed in non-physical, in cahoots. I love that word. In cahoots with my broader perspective, that is predominantly creation, feminine energy. What a great realization. I love this practice. I know my clients love this practice. I think I've said this before. One of my clients said, I love this shit. Meaning, when you understand the spiritual dynamics underlying how physical reality works, it's very easy to see what's going on with clear eyes. And that clarity births joyful appreciation for everything that's around us, even the negative, the circumstances human beings call negative, what I call contrast, because in our clarity, we can see that that contrast is benefiting those who are experiencing it. I love this practice. So I just wanted to add as an addendum here to this raw blog, something that I forgot to mention in my original recording when I first did this morning, and that is the advent of the Bernie Sanders video that dropped on Wednesday. This thing came in such perfect synchronized timing. I was looking for something to do, and of course I have an editorial calendar of these things, something to do for the AI and Spirit video. And then on Wednesday, I opened up YouTube, and here is Bernie Sanders talking about exactly what I'm passionate about. And the emotion I felt having seen that video and listening to the video told me for sure that taking action, inspired supportive action around responding to this video was the perfect thing for me to do in this moment. And so I did it on Thursday. I just pulled it together. And so I'm eager for that to drop. My point of all this is, in addition to what I had said in the earlier part of this blog post of this video, life is going perfect for every one of us. And the unfolding of life is perfect. And if you can adopt a positively focused perspective of your life, like I have and my clients have, then you can see the perfection of unfolding, even the perfection of unfolding that people would call negative. Life is so good, y'all. Okay, I just wanted to add this as an addendum to the blog because I didn't put it in when I originally spoke to it. There's just so much happening in my life. It's just hard to keep track of everything and get it all in one video. Okay, I'm going to go work on the AI and Spirit blog where I'm commenting on Bernie Sanders' video that he produced on Wednesday. Look for that to drop on Monday, and I will see you in the comments or in the next video. Bye for now.